Well, a happy Friday and a grand old welcome back to the Lotus SMP. I hope that you are excited for a wonderful adventure as we continue to side quest on this mega build that we have right here. This massive monorail that is now going thousands of blocks upon us, and we still have a bit more progress to do and a bit more expansion to go on this area down around here. But the good news is that once we are done with the next couple of segments here on our monorail, we are going to be quite ready, I do believe, for us to get into the spawn area, which is really not too far away, and be able to finish off and put a capstone on this side quest that has become kind of the main quest, honestly, for the first couple of months of the Lotus SMP. Happy Friday to you, Spooky. I hope that you are doing well. I was kind of thinking overnight, that creative build that we were building earlier, it definitely needs some more tweaking. I want to build something a bit more kind of elaborate, I would say. Something more detailed, and I just really haven't had time to do that, but we will continue to get around and do something. And it has been a good amount of time as well since I've hopped in here into Lotus. We have the Wandering Trader around here, but we also seem to have a tent of some sort of design over here. Let's see, we have actually a mini sniffer egg for 1 emerald. The funny thing is I actually don't have any emeralds at all. That would be so nice to have, but unfortunately we cannot do that. Thank you for offering though, my man. But apparently, you say, let's put on the replay mod cinematic. I have almost 400 cinematics. This is definitely going to make it up to 400 cinematics right here, just with this little area, which is really cool looking. It kind of reminds me from Lotus SMP Season 3. It says free candy. That's so funny. Okay, this must be a Halloween thing that we have going on the server. Is it like trunk or treat? For me, we used to trick or treat. Oh, there must be candy. Let's see. Let's go and read and see what happens. Welcome to the bookshop's traveling van of awesomeness. Special price only for end rating. 1 diamond for 2 books. Okay. I guess everything has been maybe taken so far. Oops, we have made a mistake here. I do also want to make sure. Okay, my settings are okay. But yes, a grand old welcome. That's interesting. I like this idea that we have here. We can head into these chests too, and man, everyone has already trick-or-treated, or maybe I'm too early. Regardless, I do like how it looks. Oh, and I just realized I am on a different playlist than the stream playlist that I want to be on. So here we are. I was like, the music has stopped, and I don't think that has ever happened. I did add a couple of new songs to the stream playlist as well, too. So I hope that you do enjoy them. The first one that we were just listening to was one that I added about 5 seconds ago. But here we are, with the sun setting back in this beautiful server, and we have Hug and Dan and Inca and myself online. And I would not be surprised if some other people end up coming around too. It feels good to be back online, and I do think that I have to figure out, I always forget the keybind that I use in order to show that I am now open to hanging out with people and streaming at the same time. So people that know what I'm doing. The funny thing is, and I'm kind of bad about this, I really never ask permission when it comes to whenever anyone comes to hang out with me, even if I'm not in like a recording mood or like a socialization sort of mood. I always end up hitting start on the replay mod cinematics. And so I always capture them into the video because I don't know, for me looking back at it and seeing the interactions, it's so much more rewarding. And it's fun to be able to hang out with everybody. But as you can see, we have been doing a whole ton of tree felling in the last couple of episodes. We have a massive way that we need to go, and we're almost there. But digging through the jungle is definitely quite a challenge. Say, let's eat some of our Cinnabon right here, and I would love to know what you guys are all up to this week, or this weekend. I know for me, it is going to be a whole ton of Minecraft, and it is something that I am incredibly excited to be able to do. I've been working very hard recently, and I've not been able to get like a high quality video out for you guys in such a long time. We have been getting progress done little bit by little bit, and I have been struggling to find exactly the sort of direction that I want to go with when it comes to this season. But now that I am starting to have time open up just a little bit, I do think that it is helping me get an idea of what things could look like when it comes down to it. It also looks like Indiana Animates is online. I'm a good fan of the channel, and a good fan of the Lotus SMP. And Spooky, I haven't looked into the Discord since I posted the fact that I was live streaming, but did you end up meeting Draconis when you ended up going to CubeCon? I'd love to know. Okay, I feel like I need, as it starts to rain right here, I just feel like I need a bit more of like stone blocks, like smooth stone blocks like that, and some stone bricks. We may have to head back a little bit more here along the monorail. Actually, I say, why don't we actually use it for its intended purpose and grab the minecart over here so that we can ride along it. But if we peek our head underneath here, you'll see that we still have a bit more of, infrastructure to build before we get to continue to expanding. So we are going to need, as you can see, the stone and then the stone bricks here. Let's put down the minecart and whisk ourselves on off to the next place where we have some more smooth stone, or some more just stone, I guess. It's cool. That makes me happy. He's a super down-to-earth guy. He's a good guy to hang out with. I have not been able to play that much. I know he's been playing much more than me. And Spooky, has he been playing like a whole ton of Cobblebond too? I think he has. I have not played Cobblebond before. And hey, Lily, it's good to see you too. Although she's probably not here anymore, but it was good to see you. We actually went too far. I was looking at chat. But it is such a good feeling. This minecart is really starting to go the distance, or this monorail, our mega build is starting to go the distance here. Oh, Spooky, have you been playing Cobblemon too? I mean, for someone that loves Pokemon, I mean, probably not like I don't know. I'm not an active Pokemon person, like I haven't been, but I'm actively looking for a reason to get back into it. And I definitely know that, I love Minecraft, right? Like here we are playing it. So there definitely is potential for a mix between the two. I have no idea where my most recent stone cutter is, though. That's kind of a bummer. Actually, we do have some iron, so we will be okay if we look at that. We have plenty of materials right now. Let's put away a couple of the things that we may not need. That's actually crazy. We have tons. Actually, we probably want the iron bars. Let's head in here. We can make a new stone cutter. And then place it down just like so, and make a bit more for stone bricks. And one more time, and maybe get our stone once again. And it does look like I barely do have enough space for the stone cutter too, so I think that will be definitely okay. Or at least I hope so at first when it comes to we can't go up that way. Being able to do that little bit of last infrastructure work before we get around to actually expanding upon the monorail. And man, I am starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel too, and it is such a good feeling, I do assure you that. So I gotta say, in Spooky, I do agree with you, I love Minecraft. And it feels good to say that, and it's been a while. And one thing I think that you may have heard me saying last night on stream is I feel like everyone is getting so much better at building because everyone is putting in the time. And everyone kind of knows everyone, or a lot of people know a lot of people in the Minecraft community. Like it really is. I heard something actually that I think this is really interesting. I heard it on a podcast yesterday, and it was the fact that people said, everyone thinks that going into like content creation, especially in the niche that they want to do, but they think it's too saturated. It's really not as saturated as you would think, because the more effort that you actually put into something, like if you're actually willing to commit to it, the amount of people that are really putting the time into it, as we have a creeper right there, the amount of people that are really putting the time into it, it's actually way smaller than you would actually believe. And so the reality is that if you are willing to dedicate the amount of time, everyone actually does know everyone, because it's really not as saturated as you would think. And I actually really do agree with that sentiment. I really wish that it was nighttime, but we are going to hit a new replay mod, recording and start in the rain right here to do that repair work. Oh, we're going to need some walls. Okay, we're going to have to come back. And I do want to be conscientious of that creeper that's now coming to us, and there's a skeleton right over there too. Okay, let's keep going. Get away from this, man. The jungle is so terrifying. Oh, I just want the sun to set so that there's no more mobs around us. It would probably help with our viewing too. Take out a sword. Oh, there he is. He's coming back towards us. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wish me luck. There he is. Oh, man. Oh. Okay. Oh, if I had an iron sword or something, I was absolutely toasted right there. I completely all of the chips on the table. The last swing, that was definitely nerve-wracking. Okay, we can come back in here. I'm sure that there's going to be more mobs around here. I really, honestly, maybe we'll head past here. I do need to place down the stone cutter right there. Oh man, just want to go to sleep for the night. Let's put her bed in her hands. It is kind of nerve-wracking, but it feels good to start to get a bit more work. Let's make some of our stone or cobblestone stairs right now. I guess we'll use the remaining time that we have too. Oh man, my inventory is packed right now. It is going to clear up very quickly, but it's definitely a lot right now. I'll start putting in, there we go, our blocks just like so. And we'll come back a little bit later to put in the walls, as we were saying. Yeah, anyway, I do think that I'm going to be doing a whole ton of Minecraft this weekend, and hopefully be able to get a video out to you all as soon as possible, but I'm not rushing it. I want to be a really good video. So I hope that you're down for that, but I would love to hear what you guys are up to this weekend as well. I do want to definitely, I think, this weekend complete these sections of the monorail up to where everyone else kind of is starting to be located. That is going to give me a massive amount of like peace of mind because this project has taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But it does look like we can now finally head to sleep for the night. Yeah, so Spooky, also, I'd love to know, tell me more about Cobblemon. Like, I don't know, I'm personally missing, like, the Game Boy editions of Minecraft, like Fire Red and that sort of thing, and even, like, the DS versions, for myself personally. I think, like, I forget, it was, like, Pearl? Pokemon Pearl, maybe? I don't know, the older, like, you know, Game Boy related Pokemon titles were so fun for me. Oh, I heard the zombie at the last minute. Oh, I heard him at the last minute. He has gold armor on. Man, the jungle is so lush. Look at this man. Look at that man. Get out of here. Yeah, I miss the Game Boy related stuff, you know. And if there was a way for me to get back into the Game Boy related things, I would. Spooky, I don't know if you heard last stream, but I was also talking about, I don't know if you guys are Call of Duty people whatsoever, but I have always been a Call of Duty person, and they actually ended up taking away skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty for the upcoming Call of Duty game. If you know anything about that, and that makes you excited, then it makes me very excited too, as a long-term Call of Duty player. And so I'm kind of excited to dabble with that when it comes down to it. Honestly, I think I need a new PC. It is finally time to upgrade. I started this YouTube channel on this same gaming laptop about 3 years ago now, and it has served me very well, and I've actually paid off the gaming laptop based on like YouTube AdSense by itself, which is a very cool thing that I honestly am very proud of when it comes down to it. And look at this master play while building right here. Oh, look at that. Oh, the jungle just came in super clutch. You can actually, no way, just kind of go up the vines like that to put in the iron bars. That is going to save so much time. Oh, can we even get him up here? Let's see if we can climb up to the tree, kind of. I know I can punch down here. No one's ever going to notice. Oh, this is this is so helpful. What a major difference. Yeah, this is not going to take a very long time, but yeah, I don't know. I'm in between, I don't know. I'm in a weird headspace when it comes to, I don't know, it's fun to switch it up every once in a while and play some other video games, but the ideas that I have when it comes to building the types of things that I want to build in Minecraft are also so big and sometimes so time consuming that I feel like the only game that I really can play in order to get the sort of progress done that I want to is Minecraft. And that's not a bad thing because I super love the game. But it's also fun to play, play other games too. So, I give myself grace and allow for myself to play other games every once in a while. But it is like, how much do I really want to balance that where I also have such a grand part of me that would love to be able to play Minecraft full time and be able to like make this happen And that takes an increasingly ever more amount of sacrifice in order to have happen. You know what I mean? And so, playing other games will detract from other progress that I could make in Minecraft. And if I'm playing a video game that I love anyway, then I might as well try to play Minecraft as much as I can. But if you do anything too much, then you get burnt out from doing the thing. And so I have definitely felt that before, even with the things that I love the most, whether it be Minecraft or even exercise or anything like that. And so it's definitely something to be wary of as well, in my personal opinion. Well, today, Spooky, is the release day of the new what's it called? Battlefield game. And I've heard what everyone is saying is that Battlefield is looking like really good, like really, really good. And so a ton of people are really hype about it. And Call of Duty has kind of become a bit, there's many ways to say it, like not like stale, kind of stale, but there's a lot behind it, whether it be kind of the feeling of being taken advantage of monetarily speaking by Activision and by the franchise by itself. And then I also watched a video the other day where skill-based matchmaking is kind of placing people in relatively similar skill brackets so that people are not just like, having incredible games and, absolutely destroying other players that may be new to the game. So Call of Duty intentionally places people that are of a similar skill bracket with one another. And what ends up happening is that the best players, like the better you are, the sweatier and more competitive the game becomes, because the better player, if you're a really good player, then you're only going to be placed with other really good players. And that has been a major problem in Call of Duty for the last couple of years. And I happen to be just after a lot of playtime back in high school and beforehand when I was a younger kid. I used to be able to almost be at the ability level to play professionally. And I played for money kind of with a friend, even back in high school, which was really fun. So I was quite skilled at it. And so the more recent updates or games have made it so that I only play against the sweatiest players. And as you can see, as a Minecraft player, Minecraft or games are something for me to cool off with. And I just noticed, not only myself, but other people that I was playing with when it came to playing Call of Duty would get so upset because of the competitive aspect of the game, and really not only get upset at themselves and the other players they were playing against, but also, kind of take out their anger on me, like their teammate. I was like, this is not something that I really want to be a part of. Where the old Call of Duty was much more casual in the fact that good players and bad players would all kind of be placed with one another. And so any level of player would sometimes have games where they were absolutely destroyed by the opponent. And that was totally okay, because they also had other games where they completely smacked down too. And that was how it used to be. And so there was a humbling aspect to the fact that you would come across the players that were better than you in game, and you would learn from them. And the more time you put in, the more there was a reward for your time investment, where the more time you put into Call of Duty in the past, or the more recent years, the more painful your experience was actually playing the game. And so they are now in the new Call of Duty that's going to be coming up in a month, going to be switching back to that. And that is the only reason is, people think, is because the new Battlefield game that is coming out is so good and people are so tired of Call of Duty that people are finally ready to kind of say goodbye to Call of Duty. They're tired of, kind of being price gouged and having to pay for all of these add-ons and DLCs and microtransactions and all these different things that happen to be within the game, where Battlefield is now proving to be a significant enough competition that it's making this big corporation called Activision that is kind of in charge of the Call of Duty series have to rethink its business practices, which is something that I am personally a major fan of as a long-term player. And so it is going to be exciting to see what it is going to feel like for the full game. And so I'm looking forward to it, but that's not for another month or so. I do think I think we might actually, besides a couple of iron bars actually right here, have completed this first iteration of the monorail repair. A couple of iron bars and then our walls too. So not too shabby, you could say. Yeah, just a couple more things over here. Yeah, really not too bad actually at all. As the sun begins to set, that makes me a happy man. And a grand old welcome to Cobb as well, dude. Happy Friday, my man. I have both of your most recent videos in my later playlist so that while I'm playing over the weekend, I can take a look at them. And I'm very excited to hear the video about why you play Minecraft as well. I have so many different reasons, and we keep coming back to this beautiful game, which is something that I really enjoy too. But as you can see, we are back here in Lotus, and actually this is one of the beginning songs that we're listening to right here of my Lotus Season 4 Episode 1. We have done so much progress. The monorail, I think only went to... I think the monorail went to here. To right here. For Episode 1. And now we're trying to go all the way down here at least. Which is absolutely wild. But we are actually starting to get quite close too. And I'm very happy to have a project just like this. Along with, I keep forgetting we have all of these shulker boxes with so many different blocks that we can use. We really have been grinding out here. I guess before I got too busy. Pretty much all of my playing. Oh my gosh, there's a skeleton. Pretty much all of like the time I'm spending playing, I'm spending recording. Unless I actually, what am I doing with the bed? Unless I actually have a weekend free to do things like I happen to this weekend, which makes me very, very excited. Okay, we have to maybe forego that area right there for the moment, but we'll have to come back to those shulker boxes because they have the iron that we definitely want in order to make some lanterns on the bottom over here. Just like that. And then we have to make a couple of walls as well. But we are so close to finishing out on this super, super lush area. Oh, the man has an enchanted bow. Okay, drop down. Okay, he did. He's on fire. Okay. Pass me. Pass me, or let him burn. Let him. Oh, he hit me. Oh. Dude, let him burn. Oh, come on. He's just gonna go right in there. Oh, man. Come on. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, dude. Dude, his bow is so powerful. Dude, I don't have any armor. Y'all know that I never, dude. Just come into the sunlight. Oh, he has an enchanted bow. I'm just... Okay. Oh, the jungle is so scary. Oh, Enderman. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, man. What do I need? Okay, I need some walls. I need... Oh! Dude! Why is he... Let me deposit a couple materials. Oh, man. And Fizzy has joined the game. Oh, that was sketchy. Okay, I need walls. Need the walls. Let's go into here. We can take 32 of our stone bricks. We'll make some more stone brick walls, and then we probably honestly need a bit more for andesite walls too. So we'll come in here just like that. Oh man, okay, I'm looking down for a second. The song was definitely the vibe. Oh, but I need to breathe for a second. Okay. We have a stone stairs right here that I've missed. There we go. And we still definitely have to get ourselves some lanterns too. We were so close, though. We are so close. Keep going like that. This song, when the beat drops, it's definitely not like the typical vibe that I have, but when the beat drops, it's kind of, I don't know, it's powerful, you could say. Fizzy asks, does anyone have a spare elytra? I lost both of mine. In lava, I can pay. I literally still do not have... I have never had an elytra in Lotus Season 4. Yeah, I still have never had been to the end or anything like that too. You know, but at the same time, I'm also kind of happy that I have not touched an elytra. It is the best item in the game. I do agree, Fizzy. But it does make making this monorail a bit more worth it, I would say. Deathcoat, that's very funny. What did the poor horse do to deserve its fate? This is the top layer right here was taken from a creative Lightmatica schematic that happened to have mobs in it in my super flat creative world. And so all of these pillars right here are freeform, but then the top aspect is the Lightmatica portion that I kind of just rinse and repeat with. And so he just happened to be captured up there. He is just a hologram, I do assure you that. I promise you. But let's try to find our iron in here. And we definitely have plenty. Our inventory is so full right now. Weigh something. Just so that we can have space for some other things. And we definitely have enough torches for us to then go like that. And hopefully 15 is going to be enough lanterns to light up this area. I have a feeling it will. Actually, just kidding. I probably did not put lanterns in for actually a pretty good jaunt around here. Yeah. Okay, all the way down here. So we're going to have to come in just like that. Does look like I missed a block right there, but I can't place it down. That's a bummer. Okay, so it goes. This monorail is not going to be perfect. But we're going to get as pretty close as we can. I do assure you on that. I can't. The good news is, part of the reason that it actually is beneficial to have the Lightmatica schematic be right there is that I can actually pillar up right beneath it, and that does allow for me to get a lot more work done on the build than I would be able to otherwise. I would think that kind of in an X and Y direction, everything up and below the Lightmatica schematic would not allow for me to do anything based on how easy place mode prevents you from placing blocks that you don't want to, but beneath it actually can work. And so if you're building something big but you don't want to have to just Lightmatica everything, like these pillars that we have for the monorail, then this is definitely helpful design to be able to do. And for me, it's been something that has made it feel like I'm not just kind of pasting the entire time, and allows for me to get a little bit more of the build feel of making something my own, as opposed to like doing a survival build and a creative build at the same time. And that has been a very rewarding feeling, I would say. I do think that we are going to actually have enough of our lanterns too, as the sun is beginning to set around us, and that makes me a happy Minecrafter, I will tell you that. And I honestly don't even know if we are in the I don't have the cobblestone stairs on me at the moment. I don't even know if the server is updated to the new update, but I'm very excited to be able to explore it when I am able to at some point. Oh, you can disable the entities in Lightmatica? Okay. I'm not going to figure it out right now. Wait, I have to read the chat too. I'm going to change the song. And grab a sip of water, but happy Friday. This could be one of the new songs too. We can finally, I believe, take away our rendering as well. And actually, before I forget, our easy place mode, I'll get back to a bit more, I can't say vanilla because we're on a modded server, but a bit more Minecraft. And the cool thing actually is, in order to figure out how to disable the entities, I can actually kind of just ask ChatGPT and the AI nowadays, and it will definitely tell me what the answer is, and I can do that pretty quickly, but I'm not going to waste our time and do that now. But we now officially only have this jaunt left of our monorail in order to be finished, and that is a good feeling. I think that I probably am going to jinx myself, but in order to get all the way down there, we may actually have enough blocks. But let's take a look. Have I started to configure the actual next placements? I have not. Meaning that it is actually time for us to try to find ourselves some sticks so that we can, long last, start to put more and more of these segments in here and finish this project that we have had going on for such a long time. And why don't we just put a stair in there? No one will ever know it's not part of the schematic, which is definitely a good feeling. And if you're enjoying the stream, definitely consider leaving a like on it, as well as... Oh man, I get into some frames. Oh, okay. Oh, I was not expecting that, but we can take some of our sticks and then we are gonna head on back here. Try to not find the horse. He won't be with us forever, I promise. And the more we get into clear areas, the more that this monorail actually does begin to shine. It is going to be pretty cheap right here on top of the hill, and it's really not going to be too high. So we're going to have plenty of materials and resources to be able to use right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Litematica schematics and head to my puzzle piece, which is the monorail. And then I'm going to go into CheatyCam right here. Try to get a decent kind of viewpoint. And then go to configure this new placement where I can rotate it. Just kind of like so. I'm going to push it over to the side and then kind of bring it towards me so that it lines up everything together, and do the same just like that. And then push things on down. I really would love to be able to do something for a Halloween build, but I just do not really know if I'm really going to have enough time to do that. This is really my one free weekend of the month, although I'm going to have plenty of more free weekends after that. So I'm going to have to play things by ear and see what happens. And so we'll come in with that first schematic just like that to connect the two pieces together. And as you may guess, we're actually going to do that a couple of times, but first we have to lock that and come back and do it one more time, maybe 2 or 3 actually, if I am being honest. Go and hit configure, and it feels good to actually have a night where I can start to work on this. It has been so busy recently with work that I cannot even begin to explain myself. And, it is the beginning of 4th quarter, I guess you could say, but I don't know how much that really does apply in my profession. I guess it could. Everything may come down to that in the grand scheme of things. But man, has things been busy and pretty unrelenting. But I've been able to work many overtime hours this week that allows for me to have Monday off, although it is a holiday for other people. So I am definitely excited to be able to keep working on this in Minecraft and continue on Lotus. And come on, you only have to go to, I think, a little past there. Can't be too hard to do. And so we are connected once again. We're gonna go and lock that, and once again load the schematic and create a new placement. Rotate it once again. And then bring it on this way as well. And I think that we'll probably do it one more time until we continue to get along to actually extending our build today. We're going to stack those on top and then bring them down, of course. But maybe not that far down. Just like that. And I'd love to know, are any of you guys working on any Minecraft projects tonight or this weekend? This is the main one for me, and then probably a bit of creative mode building. If you would like to have another stream this weekend, definitely let me know as well. I could be up for doing that too. Let's do it one more time. Just so that we try not to bite off too much, which I usually happen to do. I mean, this whole project is too much in general. We can bring it now a whole solid distance over in this direction before we go around to rotating it once again. But I am proud that I have been quite loyal to this project too, and I have been very determined to get it done. I do think that we are going to be successful when it comes down to it. Bada boom, just like that. Actually, you know what? Let's go one more too. Yeah, let's go one more. I'm gonna push myself. Let's do it. Let's do one more. I'm sorry that this is kind of boring, but we're almost done. We're almost done. But this is the behind the scenes, what it looks like to create something that is absolutely insane when it comes to its scale. And I am not ashamed of the fact that I use easy place mode whatsoever, because this thing is just too big. It's hard to know unless you were to actually play in this world, because the this world that we're all playing on here on Lotus is massive. It is absolutely massive. So this has to be the largest one build that I've ever made. Which is, it's gratifying. It's gratifying. I don't know if people want me to continue it throughout the rest of the server. I could potentially, but I really do want to actually get back into learning how to become an even better builder too, as opposed to just rinse and repeating the same schematic again and again and again and again and again until everyone is connected on the server. I just don't think that is that enjoyable. Although look at us, we are almost there. We are literally almost there after we build these next segments here. So we can now come and take a look, and as we are once again back in first person mode, we're going to see that we have to eat. We are now starving. You can see that there are now a whole ton of pillars that we're going to be able to kind of freeform build up to. And so that is going to be our next course of action. We are just going to go in a 9x9 array, just like that, by 3 rows, down by down by down, which is something that I have been teaching my second grade kiddos recently. And it's something I personally really enjoy teaching, actually, as a math teacher. It is kind of the foundations for multiplication. And so teaching kids that are really starting to get into mastery, and look at that, there's the coast over there, but into mastery, or starting to get closer to mastery of addition and subtraction, and showing them multiplication is a fun thing to do. And we got the man Fizzy in the house too. I hope that you are doing well. And I'm curious as to what you happen to be building at this point in time. As you can see, I'm getting actually quite a lot closer to the base. And it's going to be so much easier without having to fell out all of these trees here in the jungle. Everything is so lush in order to make it happen. The whole reason that I'm kind of making this priority number 1 is because I've not been able to collaborate with barely anybody, but I also am one of those stubborn people that was like, you know what? I told myself that I'm going to make a monorail from my area to spawn. I'm going to do it at the beginning of the season as opposed to the end of it, so that I can enjoy it through the entire season without being like, oh my gosh. But spawn, I think until we move it, which I think we're moving spawn actually right there, which is a dagger. But I understand. I think everyone thought I left for the whole season. And so I built all of this, but I never finished it. So it makes sense if people are like, oh yeah, this is an abandoned place, but I will finish. Or at least take that place down. If I can't make something that I'm really happy with. But I do say, let's head to sleep for the night. But yes, it is Fizzy. Okay, and Fizzy is such a good name to have, too. And it's good to see you. Although, I'm happy with my name as well. I have come to really enjoy it, I would say. I think that slip is not half bad. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, And then we are going to continue along with this building project right here. We still have a whole ton to go, but I think that after tonight's stream, we are going to be in quite good shape. But in the meantime, I am going to leave you with this kind of really good looking cinematic right here, and I'll be back in just a jiffy. Yeah, Fizzy, I'm very excited to see your builds too, and collaborate a little bit, hopefully, even get close to Halloween things, but the monorail is definitely priority number one. All right, and we are back. Now, it is kind of interesting to me. I do feel like live streaming and all of the skills when it comes down to doing a commentary, making YouTube videos, all of those different things. I think that all of them are skills that not only you can acquire and get better at over time, but they continue to compound the more that you do them and the higher the frequency that you do them. And then when you haven't been practicing the skills, it is kind of like riding a bike, and it comes back, but at the same time, although it may come back in like mind motor sense, like imagine not riding a bike in a long time, and then you go back and it's pretty easy to get back into the idea of riding a bike, right? Like you're not going to fall off the bike, but at the same time, you do not have the stamina that you used to have when riding the bike. And by that, maybe you used to ride 20 miles a day or something like that. Well, nowadays, you can probably ride, 5 or 10 or 15 miles. You still may have kind of like a similar form and be able to bike with the same sort of velocity or veracity, whatever, either of them that you would like. But at the same time, your stamina, your endurance may not be the same. And I have been happy to have been streaming for the last couple of days because I know that my stamina has definitely been in need of some kind of muscle memory, I guess you could say, and a bit more repetition and putting the reps in the Minecraft gym when it comes to live streaming and getting back into the swing of things. And it is a very, very rewarding feeling. And I don't think by any means that I'm that great of a streamer, but I do know that I have gotten a whole ton better when it comes down to it. And I do think that that's just because you're putting in the reps, and that really does apply to anything in life. I do tell my elementary school kids that you really can get better at anything. And I always ask them to raise their hands. I'm like, do you like things that you're not good at? And they're like, no. I was like, and keep your hand raised if you do like the things that you are good at. And they kept their hands up. And the reality is, you have to, if you want to continue to like more and more things, you can like so many things, but you're not going to like everything at the same time. And you have to grow to like things too. If that makes sense. But let's see here. I do think that we are just about ready to continue on expanding on this monorail right here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that scared me. I wonder if it's Pug. No, it's Fizzy. Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you, my man. Wait, how did you get a pair of wings? If Fizzy is the only person online, how did you get a pair of wings? I still haven't touched a pair of wings this entire time. I am so poor. And I'm just acting like it doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me, but at the same time, I'm so held back by not being able to do that much besides make this monorail in the game. That my content is relatively just quite stable at the moment, and there's much more opportunity as soon as I'm able to get a pair of wings just like so. And Squid is in the game as well. But there he is, the man himself, right over our monorail schematic, which I will disable right here. Well, hello-do-do-do-do. Man, it is always such a good feeling to be able to play with other people. Well, hello. Wait, do you have a pumpkin? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, your head is crazy. It is definitely, without a doubt in my mind, it is spooky season out here on 10/10/2025. That is a spooky head. Oh man, I made a YouTube post. I'm still wearing just my normal skin. I don't have any Halloween skins, I don't believe. Inca did give me a skin back in the day. I don't think I have any skins, at least. Wardrobe. I go to my outfits. And then I think Zay made me. Yeah, Zay made me that. Last Halloween, I was actually Ash from Pokemon, given her other chat. And then during the winter, I was a penguin. And then I think Inca gave me this skin right here. And then I just have a detective skin. But I want something better than that in the long run. But I kind of want to be able to learn how to develop my own skins. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I have time to really do everything, right? But maybe I can set an intention to make a new winter skin. Although there are definitely plenty of people that are kind of, do recommend just save your time and, don't grind as hard, be able to invest. Let's see, we need to put on our easy place mode and continue along down here. I was thinking when I just took my break just now, I was like, you know what? I think we're going to actually try to get as far as we can. We have plenty of materials here in order to finish up this project tonight. It is Friday night and I have not had a long weekend and I don't know, definitely over 10 weeks. Probably, I would say much more. Not much more. I'd probably say in between 10, it starts to rain. In between 10 and probably 18 weeks, I have not had like a long weekend. I've had maybe a handful of 2-day weekends, but I have not had a long weekend in such a long time. And I'm just dedicating it towards. Oh my gosh. Oh, did you guys hear the thunder? Oh, oh, there it is again. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, do I like it? Do I like the skin? I do like the skin. Oh, that's absolutely terrified me. My game settings are so messed up. I'm sure Fizzy ended up showing Squid his new Halloween skin too. Oh, I'm so happy I have a cinematic of that. Oh, that was terrifying. Okay. Yes, I agree with Spooky. Yeah, an awesome skin. That was terrifying. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's keep going. I guess we're going the opposite way that I was kind of talking about earlier, where we're actually going up top first, and then we'll come down and pillar on up, but it doesn't really matter that much to me. It's all going to get done in the long run. We're going to need, it looks like, a bit more of our cobblestone stairs, and even more, some of our stone bricks too. These things. This monorail is so expensive when it actually comes down to it. It's kind of crazy. We do have materials. It's kind of just, I don't even know. The jungle is so this jungle is so lush. I have, especially with this ginormous Lightmatica schematic, I have no idea like what's really going on here. We definitely, okay, we're gonna have to restock. I think we've met our match right here. Come on, put in the, yeah, we got to put in. Yeah, we're out of the andesite stairs too. No, okay. Oh man. Yeah, you see, there's so many things that I have not seen yet on Lotus. I know people have been up to things, and one of the best things about Minecraft is that things compound so much over time that it's wild. But I have not really experienced any of it yet as a member of the SMP, just because I have been so incredibly busy with the start of the school year. And I'm very excited to be able to kind of partake as, you know, I won't have to be working as many weekends as soon, in a couple weeks or so, into November, and then be able to have a lot more time to be able to hang out with you guys, along with all the beginning of the school year stuff will have kind of tapered out, hopefully, a bit too. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have plenty, actually. This is not a problem whatsoever. We can just take a whole thing of our stone bricks right here, and we can just keep going down here. But while we're actually at the stone cutter, let's take this stack and make it into our stone stairs, and then just like nothing, actually, we will be able to come in here and probably finish off the infrastructure for a lot of this. I do have a feeling that we are going to eventually run out of iron too, so we're gonna have to do something about that at some point in time. But just like that, we are looking pretty good to go, being able to paste a lot more of this monorail together. And I hope that you are just as excited as I am to see what the final product ends up looking like. Those of you guys that have been hanging out here for a while know that we're actually on episode 11 of this live stream of getting all of this done here. And that is a good feeling, but that is at least, you know, 11 hours of work, but much more like 20. I would say 20 to 23 is a kind of a more realistic idea behind it. There are nights just like tonight where it's going to be, you know, a 2.5, maybe even 3 hour stream. And so that, you know, makes a big difference where you could say, you know, it'd be 11 hours if it was 11 streams, but there are nights where, you know, I will 3x the input of the kind of average that we're talking about at the moment. And again, a huge master trick right here that I should keep utilizing that I'm forgetting about right now is to come up on the vines just like that. And you can kind of go up and down just like that and make your building process just so much easier. It is a good feeling. Look at us go. We're kind of plowing along right here. We're out of our iron fences. Let's definitely get rid of this dirt. I don't want any of that right there. And keep going. Look how quick it can be. Look at that. That is wild. It is unmatched, but it is the only way that I'm going to be able to eventually move on to other builds and be known for anything except for a massive side quest instead of making it the main quest of my entire time here on the Lotus SMP. We can't make that happen. But this is actually quite cathartic as well, and I always enjoy this song too. So a very big thank you for you guys hanging out with me tonight and spending some time with Litematica and some block placement and some good times and some good energy and wonderful cathartic music. And yeah, I'm more. If you guys have any questions about me or anything like that, I'm more than happy to answer any of them too. And speaking of which, we actually have a comment of the day episode coming out on the second channel tomorrow. No main channel video. We're still working on that currently, as you can see. But eventually, there is going to be a wonderful video on this channel, but a second channel video with tons of cinematics is going to be coming out tomorrow. And it was my first time actually recording. I was not even comfortable recording while playing live for the first time that I had recorded after not recording for a long time. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it in my comment of the day style so that I can get back into speaking into the microphone without having to feel like I have to multitask. Because playing Minecraft and actually getting things done, as other live streamers would tell you, all live streaming is actually kind of it is a little bit more difficult than you might say. I think that I happen to be a bit more efficient, and that is the reason. The reason is because I'm awful at looking at chat. But even being able to commentate and being able to express kind of coherent things while live streaming is kind of difficult if you're trying to be fast or efficient or actually get the things done. Because I have definitely, and I think other people would relate to, I had live streams where I go on and I'm like, I'm going to get this thing done and I'm going to live stream for 2 or 3 hours or whatever it is. And then you get like a fraction of what you thought you were going to get done. And the reason is, and this is a fine thing too, it's a good trade-off. You're hanging out and you're kind of distracted. And I think that that is part of the reason that I do this in the first place. But at the same time, it's, it is also a skill, I think, to be able to do that and kind of just hang out, but also be able to, in the back of your mind, through kind of like muscle memory almost. I don't know how to explain it, but in the same way that we're kind of explaining earlier, be able to continue to, connect and also be efficient at the same time. And I totally would never have been able to live stream and be able to get work done on something like this. And I definitely, speaking of my limitations right now, would have absolutely no ability of being able to do this without easy place mode. Like I could do it easily, like just playing, but I would never be able to finish it in an efficient amount of time. There are just way too many blocks right here, just to get any little fraction done of this, massive bridge that you can see we have right here. Although we do happen to be making pretty good progress right here, but at the same time, we are starting to burn through our blocks very easily, and I do think that we have to fuel on up so that we can be thorough when it comes to completing this mega build, our monorail that we have right here. And honestly, I do kind of feel like this song reminds me of like the Polar Express at some points. I don't know if you feel that at all, but I'm gonna look at the chat. I've been rambling, so apologies about that. But if you've enjoyed it, consider leaving a like on the stream, because that is kind of how I roll. Definitely how I roll. Oh, Archie, that is the ultimate compliment that I could have gotten, my man. Dude, thank you. That makes me happy. I love Minecraft and streams and all that stuff while lurking in the background. And one thing that's kind of cool too, like, my videos, if you've seen them, are so much more concise, that it would seem like my strong suit is kind of just like being able to produce a much more polished video. But I feel like would have actually spent much more time in doing over the last like 9 months or so is actually like speaking live and being able to hopefully provide value through live stream. And I can't wait. I'm gonna for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I'm gonna get a new PC. I'm gonna get a new rig. I can't wait for it. Oh my gosh. As many of you guys know that I play with my render distance at like 11. But that's the only way I can do replay mod cinematics, make sure it's going, and be able to live stream and do all these things on a gaming laptop that is many, many years old, with complementary reimagined shaders. There's no other way to do it. But it's so time for an upgrade, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. Okay, let's get our iron bars. We're gonna need those. Okay, more stone bricks. Okay, need some more cobblestone right there too. We do not need 2 beds. We can put one away right there. Oh man, but already, just like that, we are pretty much already out of our smooth stone over here. So the only chance that our only choice over here is to head on back. And we can actually just take a look at how far, oh my gosh, how far I've actually gone so far on foot. I mean, I pretty much only take the mine shaft right here, but that campfire that we have over there is where our most recent stone brick stash is, and it's so far away. We really have been putting in the work when it comes down to this, and it, oh man, it makes me so happy. Okay, we can put a bit more of that into our inventory, and I'm definitely not being smart. Look at that, all of this. Look at that. Okay, we have so much more. I guess we'll go like that. Oh man, we are stuffed now, but I do think that we also have... We had... No mine carts, but I guess we'll run along the monorail here. But man, we are definitely starting to put in the work tonight. You can see as we'll run around here, there's actually a jungle temple, and I do have a strong feeling that Hug has actually run into that bad boy. There's no way he has not explored it yet, but I have not. I've kind of left it for him. If he has not, my main goal, as we've been talking about many times, is just to bring this massive monorail over to the spawn area so that I can enjoy it for the rest of the season. That is the only goal here. And so that I can start making some other more established areas and make something besides this wonderful old school transportation device. Make other things that happen to be my own that I can kind of put my own name upon. And we are getting very close to that. You know, we're almost at the finish line, and I am so excited to be able to look back on this. And on episode 11, I would say, who knows how much more time we have left. We totally, as you can see here, have a whole ton of materials, and this weekend, finally, we do have the time, and I do know that this is priority number 1 for myself personally. Although what happened to the top of our monorail here? What's going on here? Let's go back into our configuration. It's interesting. Okay, there we are. We're back in action. And Lightmatica easy place mode had been placed on the entire time. That's funny. I was instantly ready to get back into action. And there's something so cathartic. I think that I have never perfectly adjusted my audio settings for streaming or recording within Minecraft by itself, like just within the platform. So I can hear the blocks being placed, but I don't know how much you guys can. And for me, it's so satisfying. We all know the feeling of how satisfying it really is to hear the Minecraft block placement, right? Like, they have done an incredible job when it comes to the sound design and engineering of this game, in my personal opinion. Oh man, making mistakes out here. Oh, look at that. But sometimes it's like a very smooth feeling, some at the same time, to just be placing down blocks, especially, you know, if you're playing actually old school especially without doing easy place mode like this, it's still very satisfying. And even without Litematica, to just kind of be on a tear when it comes to building. But it's also so satisfying kind of hearing the blocks placed down so quickly and hearing the block sounds kind of almost like dominoes, if that makes sense. I find it really gratifying, to be honest. Okay, let's see. Can we go around? We can, just like that. Look at that. Okay, we are almost done with the top part, meaning that the only thing that's really going to be left for us to do is going to be to go on these pillars right here and to pillar on up. Which is actually quite easy to do, in my personal opinion. And so we'll continue on up like this, and then as long as we have enough stairs and enough blocks in our inventory, we are definitely set for some major infrastructure. And we have Zane here too. A grand old welcome back to the stream, and thank you for spending some time with me tonight, my man. I do love this song right here with the way that the piano goes. It has been a long time, and that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. This guy has been a busy bee, you could say. Oh. But it is a good feeling to be back in the game. And it's actually, that's kind of funny. Like, I feel like many sports people are like, oh, it's good to be back in the game. But it's a different feeling to be back in the, not only like the video game, but also in like the video game content creation game, if that makes any sense. I am very happy to be back, and there are plenty of really wonderful things to come. At this point, we already almost have 400 cinematics for Lotus Episode 2, where I all last season had at most maybe 400, maybe 350, or maybe 375 tops cinematics, which is crazy. But I've really been putting my all, and I do think that the entirety, actually, of my Lotus Episode 2 is going to be post-commentary, and just me telling the story of all of the time that we have spent together, and all of the things that we have created within the last couple of months within this game. And I'm really honestly excited to see what it ends up turning out to look like. I have not really started to get into it. I want to really have a polished final build idea and then execute on that beautifully before I really get into the editing. And then I'm definitely going to honestly go into the editing locker and create the most beautiful thing that I've ever made so far. And I'm very excited to see what that ends up looking like. I have pursued the consistency in terms of doing weekly or bi-weekly in such a long time for such a long time. But this time I do want to finally push my editing abilities and see what happens when I take all of the skills and don't have that much of a time limiter and see what happens. So I hope that you are excited for that. But we also have a couple of 100 days videos to come out in the near future too. Hopefully the winter only 100 days, and then for those of you guys that have been hanging out over the last couple of months, also the 100 days on a river, which I have cut down to about 5 hours of footage after about 15 or something like that. And so we are getting there, but we still have plenty of work to do. But I'll be excited to get it out to you, and lots of beautiful cinematics when it comes down to it that I do think you'll actually be able to see in like 2/3 of the way in of tomorrow's episode on the second channel. But man, I feel like I'm in okay. Super colonial days. That was stuffy. Okay. But you know the feeling when you're in the flow. You just don't want to impede anything, and you're like, okay, there's something that I know I could optimize right now. And that's the thing about being a content creator. Sometimes you have to optimize between quality and quantity. I guess that makes sense. Like, okay, like I want to make the largest monorail possible that gets to where I want to in this stream. But if I was to spend time making sure that every song was perfect right now, that would never really lead to the end goal, and we would be nowhere near the hope that I have for the end of our stream for tonight. So I had to make a little sacrifice right there, but I do love the song right here, and I do think that the acoustic finger picking piccato, you could say, sort of folk and indie and relaxing and cathartic is definitely a part of the vibe as well, along with the piano when it comes to the who I am, especially through this Minecraft medium. And I don't really even know if I've talked about this on stream before, but I actually happen to be, right, I used to be at least a very good cellist. I used to play the cello, and when I was in high school, even as I think as a freshman, I was the second cellist, and then for the rest of high school, I was the first cellist. And even in high school, I think starting as a sophomore, I was talented enough to play in the adult orchestra that happened at the community college that was pretty close to me. And I think by junior year, I was number 3rd cellist, and then by my senior year, I was 2nd cellist. And so I was very good at orchestral music. I mean, I do think that is a major background when it comes down to it. And if there was anything that I wish that I had never really let go of, and imagine if all of my music was from it. Imagine if I had never let go of playing the cello. I do think that would have been such an incredible thing. And there's something so beautiful about cello music, and I actually do play the guitar. I have not played that a lot either. I'm much better at the cello than the guitar. And so these are the sorts of vibes that I usually listen to. Although when I go to the gym, I only listen to rap music. And only the people that know me in real life actually really kind of know that. On my man just got home from karate too. That sounds wonderful, my man. That sounds nice. All right, we really are starting to get around to some business here, I guess you could say. Yeah, look at that. I honestly think that we can get all the way down over there. Potentially on stream tonight. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. I have not done a 3-hour stream in a long time, but I do think that it could be very possible here. I'd love to know, what do you guys think about, is the frame rate ever bad for you guys, like through stream? Because if not, and you're okay with me playing without shaders, I'm more than happy to do that. But I love shaders. I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. I just want to ask you guys, in case that the frame rate or anything like that is not sufficient for y'all. Okay, but the one thing that we do definitely need right now are some more stone bricks. The good news is that we definitely have plenty of stone right now, so we can head back on up here. It's crazy. We've actually gotten, if you think about it, a lot of progress done already here on this one stream. So I'm very excited about this. Let's go 1, and then let's see if we need to stock up on anything. We do not have that many more cobblestone blocks on us at the moment, but I do think that we're going to see what we can do with it for this time being. You can see how big these builds actually end up happening to come out to, it's quite crazy actually. And it kind of is very interesting. I usually do this the opposite way in terms of being like, usually I start with the pillars and then work myself up, but instead this time I'm kind of working myself in the middle and then coming around to make these pillars with you all. But I'm okay with that because this is kind of the more technically intensive part of it, where the texturing of the pillars coming up here is a lot easier for us to do. And so I'm okay with doing it this way. It allows for me to kind of focus in on the hard stuff, and as other people would say, I'm in kind of like the self-improvement sphere, to eat the frog, which you may or may not have heard of before. But I'm a big believer in general of doing the hardest things first as much as you can, because the cognitive bandwidth and willpower is a limited resource, and you can really only count on motivation so much. So the reality is that you do have to count on willpower and routine, which ends up kind of amounting into discipline, mental resistance if it comes down to it, if that makes sense. And so, that is a skill that must be trained over time, but the easiest way to be the most effective, you could say, when it comes down to it, is to be able to do the hardest things first and then to whittle your way down, in the way that if you've ever gone on a weightlifting journey or anything like that, you know that there's this thing called a drop set, where you kind of start with a higher weight, and then in order to get the most effectiveness out of the muscle for that short period of time, which puts a lot of wear and tear into it, but can be very effective for some muscle growth, especially if you're not training every single day. That sort of stuff can lead to a lot of growth in a short period of time, and that is something that is very notable. and something that you definitely can do. So there's definitely different reps that you can put in when it comes to the gym and making content, that sort of stuff. And I've kind of honestly been thinking about what I want those reps to look like for me personally. And I'd love to know your insight. How often would you prefer to have me have videos? Or how long, I guess, is too long? Because I want to make this most beautiful video coming up. And it's definitely going to stretch me in the way that going to the gym and really pushing my limit is going to stretch me, but that is also going to take a massive amount of time. It's kind of also interesting when it comes to the new internet sphere, especially with the advent of AI, how much, of our content is being taken up by really helpful AI, but the creative element is now down. And one of the main things that you need to do in order to stand out, which goes to the beginning of our conversation at the beginning of stream tonight, is to really have to put in that extra effort. I heard that it's a game of inches. It's really the little extra things that you do. And when other people are doing these really incredible things, if you really do want to stand out, you really do have to do that extra mile. Thank you. Spooky, I do appreciate you. I do think that it is looking pretty good at the moment. Oh, I was trying to hop over that. And it does look like Shadow is online too. We'll give him the good looks right now. Let's see. Spooky, I would love to know, when was the last time that Draconis was online? I am very excited to see him in the future. It has been way too long. Right, we can keep on pillaring up. We really do burn through our blocks doing this. You're gonna see this. I mean, we may actually, and it would be crazy, but I would not be that surprised at the end of this. By the time we reach the coastline over here, be pretty much completely out of blocks. And man, I have been I ended up, I think I mined for 5 or 6 hours. Like a literal 5 or 6 hours, in order to get all of these materials that got us from about right here on the map to here. This triangle right there. And we are not done yet, but we are definitely, I mean, this build has, although it's only stone and andesite and cobblestone and stone bricks, I mean, it burns through, it absolutely burns through the materials, which is crazy. And so even up here, I think we are still in a deficit. You have all of these blocks right here. This is, this is actually a major expansion that we're doing tonight, and I'm very happy for it. Once again, happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you guys. There we go on iron bars, but we still have plenty of iron left to our name, so I'm really not too worried about that when it comes down to it. Spooky, you're not too sure. So Cobblemon, he's been all about the Cobblemon, I guess. Hey, honestly, I do respect it. I have been so consistent when it comes to making Minecraft doing Minecraft for the last 3 years, and I have not allowed for myself to do very much of anything else. And there is something I think very powerful about sticking to one thing for a very long period of time, and I think I'm kind of ready for my next round of doing that within Minecraft. But there's also something so rewarding about when you stick to one thing for one period of time. It becomes so saturated when it comes to your reward system in your brain, that it really does not kind of entice you or excite you in any sort of way. And so the little things that switch things up become even more exciting. And so when you allow for yourself, after, to switch it up, I would say, and be captivated by other things that, are so far out of your routine in terms of how rigid your routine is, relatively speaking, and happen to be majorly dopaminogenic, meaning that they're very, very pleasurable or rewarding to your brain complex and to your consciousness. Being able to, transmitting yourself and allowing for yourself to kind of allow for that greater amount of reward to be received through your brain, conditions your brain to a higher amount of reward or pleasure in order to derive that pleasure, in the way that humans, 50 years ago, were much more satisfied just watching the sunset than probably the youngest generation, where they may need a speaker, or they probably need some sound candy when it comes to listening to something or a podcast or whatever it is. And I'm still a younger person by itself, myself. But I do recognize that, and it's kind of an interesting thing, but it even applies to an acute sense or a micro sense when it comes to the things that you like to do. And I think that even it applies to exercise. I think that being able to do a little bit of exercise will give you that resistance, that saturation to your brain, that makes it much more feasible as opposed to never ever exercising. And so I do think that exercising is a very important thing to do, even if you're just walking a little bit every day, and it will be transformative in your life. Yeah, I'm sure Draconis has been doing probably a bit of things off camera. I would not be surprised by that. Oh no. Oh man, okay. Oh no, this could be very bad. Oh, my game crashed. But sometimes when OBS is running, this could end up crashing the game once again, meaning that it could be the end of stream. I hope not. Oh, fingers crossed. Oh man. I really do want to get more things done tonight. It does look like it's starting to load in. I hope that it doesn't break everything. Absolutely, we've gotten so much progress done today. And I'm doing everything post-commentary, as we talked about. I absolutely want to get all of that replay mod footage. So we're going to have to wait for a period of time. I'm also looking on my second monitor to see if we're okay. Oh, Spooky, we're back. We're back. No way. No way. Okay. If I'm being honest, this is actually maybe the first time that shutting down for whatever reason in that way ended up, and then rebooting while OBS was running actually worked. Oh, did it work? Look at... Okay, I think, whatever. I think 2 hours and 17 minutes today is solid enough. I think we may have lost one cinematic, but that is not the end of the world. And so we are back in the world. Okay. Okay, we are back in action. That was definitely a bit nerve-wracking too. Okay, let's load back in here. Let's get back into the swing of things. Let's also go into Cheaty Cam. Okay, we need a bit more over here. I really do want to kind of just polish off the top as much as I can. We're going to put the slabs of the top, like the topmost layer right here, a bit later. But right now I kind of want to be able to polish off, at least without the iron bars, all these stray blocks that we happen to have over here. And I guess by breaking down these stone blocks right here, we can get some more cobblestone with which we can do that. And then continue to pillar on up just like so. Before we can definitely head to sleep for the night. Okay, and so I do think, okay, I can't tell on my second monitor right now, but I do think that we are good to go. We're back in action. I hope I am not going to go right into Cheaty Cam mod right now, because I do know that it is very, very possible for me to end up running into a creeper just like we did at the beginning of our stream. But I thought that that was going to be the end of stream, and we are, I think, back in action. That makes me very happy. Look how much progress as I get stuck in a ditch right here. Oh. This could have been the... this could have been the death on me. As we need more food, apparently. Okay, we can continue. There we are. And place the final touches down over here. I know, kind of frantically, but I just want to get finished on out so we can start to make ourselves some pillars without having to have our schematic on anymore, because I do think that it'll be much more visually appealing for you all, where this is just a massive it's a massive schematic. There really is so much going on right here. Okay, one more stone block over there, and then a couple more over on this side, and then anything over here. No, we're okay. I think we're okay over here. Okay, a little bit right there. By the tree. That does make sense. But I am so proud. We really are getting so much done tonight. We have plenty. I mean, we have placed down probably, I don't know, over 500 blocks at least. We're gonna have to continue over here. Does seem like we have a stray block. Yep, that's been hidden right there. And then actually another one over here too. Okay, we got that. And then I do believe that that is all that we have for this side, and we will continue on down this way. Oh man, The more we get done, the more we get done. I'm so happy. Okay, this is really actually, we're actually making some work. The amount of nights, I mean it, the amount of nights over the last 3 weeks that I've wanted to get a whole ton of progress done. Oh, a whole ton of progress done here on this monorail, but I have not been able to. It has been despicable, you could say. Okay, look at that. We are there. We are absolutely there. But only 2 weeks, and then we will be back into the winter grind. For me, spring and fall are the hardest seasons when it comes to making content. I think I have found after 3 years of doing this. Now, I thought it was going to be easier this year. I am a second-year teacher, and I thought it was going to be easier this year, but it really was not whatsoever, which is kind of interesting. But I do think that the expectations have been ever increasing. Oh my gosh, is it going to crash again? It is going to crash again. Okay, well, this has never happened before, but I do want to keep on pushing. Let's see if we can keep going. If you're still here for that, definitely consider leaving a like on the stream, and maybe that will be good luck for us all. I really am hoping that will be the case. My home screen is a screenshot of my forever world, and it has been a long time since I have been in the world, but man, I really have spent a whole ton of time in this beautiful game over the years. No, Spooky. Oh no. Okay, we're logged back in though. We did lose that cinematic, but it is okay. Because the amount of work that we have put into this build, I mean, I still can tell the story. So I'm not going to get too overworked about it. The reality is that I just want to keep on being able to hang out with you guys tonight and keep on making some progress down here on this build. Man, English. But we are almost done with the final touches when it comes to the main technical parts of the monorail aspect or portion that we have right here. So I do think that we will just put on the final touches and then be able to actually put on those columns. Oh man, I'm being cheap right there and just kind of pasting the last couple of stone bricks that we have because we are once again running out. You can really see that this build absolutely blows through our stone materials, although they happen to be so cheap to acquire. They also are time consuming, and so for me it's kind of devastating. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have put so many hours even off camera, as you'll see in the video. Like, you have not seen a fraction of everything I've done, if I'm being honest, and that is an exciting thing. But the amount of time I've put into this next episode too is really bewildering, and I've barely even gotten into like the editing phase of it, to be honest. So man, this definitely is going to be the biggest and best, hopefully, project that I have ever done in Minecraft, and this is only the beginning of the Lotus SMP. We still have many months left to go, and I am quite excited to be a part of the journey with all of these wonderful Minecraft content creators. Okay, but I do think that we are just about there. Actually, you know what? I think that before... Okay, I'm just changing the song. I think that before we go and make the pillars, just very quickly, we're going to come in and we're going to get some stone and stone brick and cobblestone slabs. And we are going to place them down on the monorail. Which we can do by going over here, and I'm going to take 15 of the stone, or 16 of the stone, make stone brick slabs, and then we actually already have plenty of stone slabs, so we're going to make even more of those. And then we can come up here and definitely hit start recording. And on each side, just like so, we're going to keep on pressing down, and hopefully, I have no idea, it's very possible actually that we do run out even on the jaunt of, you know, blocks that we've placed down today so far. We totally can run out of our slabs, which is incredible. And actually, look at that, you can already see the campsite right there. So this infrastructure work that we're placing down upon right now is a major win when it comes to, look at that, you can see the water from there. Oh my gosh, this is, guys, this is the finish line. This is the finish line, at least for this episode. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. We are almost at the finish line for this episode, I do believe. Oh, look at that. And I do absolutely, definitely need a pair of wings. I still do not have any elytra or anything like that, but look at this. We have spent so much time, 11 episodes now doing this. And man, it is really starting to finally come together. So much of my time in the best way is being put into this project, and I'm so happy to be doing it. And there's nothing more rewarding than seeing it come together honestly, bit by bit, as much as I can over time. And a happy Friday to the man Etat. It is good to see you, my man. As you can see, things are really starting to come together here, and it makes me absolutely a happy man. We are going to have to figure out a bit of our placement right here. There we are. But I will say, it was no small challenge running through not only a dark oak forest and then a jungle biome. And so all of that time took away from the building that we will be able to do as soon as we get into the more plains biome and savanna biomes that we happen to have around here, and that's so exciting. It is actually kind of funny. In social studies today, let me take a sip of water. My voice is getting raspy. In social studies today, we ended up going a little bit over geography, and then we started talking about landforms and how they change. And so we kind of talked about different biomes. And so we talked about plains, and we talked about kind of savanna and that sort of stuff. And it's so fun. The state that I live in has plains, and it's also a major exporter of coal. And so those are things that for a lot of the kids that play Minecraft, and even have been inspired to play Minecraft by the fact that they know that I happen to have a Minecraft YouTube channel, will know of like coal, you know. And so our assessment today was, part of it was to draw the symbol of a natural resource found in our state. And a lot of the students ended up drawing the Minecraft symbol of coal and wrote coal. I was like, that works. Like, that works for me. Because if you think about it, it's very hard to, I mean, you know, you can also think about, you know, if you understand Santa and like getting coal in your stocking or anything like that. Well, like, you know, you can only really draw coal as like a black thing. And so the best kind of symbolic representation of the element, in my personal opinion, is kind of just understanding it through the Minecraft symbolization. And so I got that and it was like, okay, you understand that the symbol for a natural resource in my state is coal, and you showed that. And so you clearly were paying attention. But it's also kind of funny, you know, in this little subset facet of education that I happen to be a directive of, you know, the kids are hitting their academic learning targets with the occasional little spice of Minecraft, but only in a way that, you know, helps them, you know, in a pro understanding or pro comprehension sort of way. And so I think that that's, I don't know, it's kind of fun thing about being a teacher, I would say. Okay, look at that, but I do think that we now have, we're almost there. Look at that, there's only a little stretch left, but we do have to go and get back to our resource collection. Or not resource collection, but the just our materials over here. It is just about time to make a couple more of our stone pillars, as you can see right here. And man, I actually am happy. We definitely have made a good amount of progress here. And we actually really still have, as you can see, I mean, even in these shulker boxes that we have right here, so much progress done. So I'm actually going to take away a couple of things and maybe try to be a tad bit more efficient than I usually am. And we'll head back to get the materials that we are going to be needing for the next bit of our pillars that we have over here, along with to get rid of this cobblestone platform that is definitely ugly and we totally want to get rid of right here. And I would love to know, I know that for those of you guys on the East Coast right now, it is 9:18 p.m. For me, it is 7:18 p.m. I happen to live mountain time, but I do also know that there are plenty of people that A, watch live stream, or B, watch the videos that are on a completely different time zone. Oh my gosh, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I can't hear anything anymore. I can't hear myself. My mic crashed out. My mic crashed out. Okay, good. Okay, good. You see, I'm gonna try to... Oh no. Okay, wait. Oh no. Oh. My mic is falling apart right now. See if I can adjust things. All right. Okay. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, wait. Can you hear me? Okay, I think... Okay. I knew you could hear me beforehand, but I couldn't hear myself. Can you hear me now? Roger this, roger that. Can you hear me now? We're going to grab a whole ton more of our stone and we're going to place it all in here, and then maybe a lot more of our cobblestone to place it down in there. I hope you can hear me now. We are back into the grind. Okay, we're back into the swing of things. Let's put our Cinnabon into our hand right here. Roger, roger, 10-4, 10-4. That's funny. One thing I was talking about earlier is that although I have very kind of soothing and relaxing music on the background right now, I actually really love listening to rap music in particular. And I was listening to a new Kodak Black song that came out, I think today, that is definitely in the top charts, and I don't know the name off the top of my head, but he ended up saying 10-4 about talking about the fact that he has snipers on the watch. Which is kind of interesting. And a roger that. Okay, man. Our monorail really has become something. But we have definitely been streaming for over about 2 hours or so. We are going to continue on the grind. It does seem like I am the only person that is actively on the server at the moment. Other people are AFK. But I am going to take a quick breather, eat some quick food, give me about 10 minutes or so, and then we are going to continue on with making our pillars here on the monorail, which I'm very excited about doing. And we're going to make it into a 3+ hour stream here on Friday night back on Lotus. I am very excited for that. And I do believe that I'm going to leave you all very quickly with a wonderful cinematic view of this tent that we have right here. I will see you all in about 10 minutes or so. It sounds like a plan, boss man. Sounds good to me too. Enjoy the starry night sky on the Lotus SMP. We are back for the third round here as the sun begins to rise here on the Lotus SMP. Amongst this beautiful wagon, we have just had some Chipotle for dinner and are ready for another bit of building. We are so close to being done. You can see the outlines of our Litematica schematic right here, and unfortunately I could not find anything from our trick or treat wagon, which said that it happened to have free candy, but I guess there will be more to the story there, I would assume. But you can actually see me in the background right there, and it is definitely time to get back into the swing of things with building for tonight. If you are down for that, definitely consider leaving a like on the stream, because I know that I am not done with getting some work done here on our Mega Build side quest for tonight. And so I hope that you vibe with the music and vibe with the vibe of the stream, as the drum rolls in the background, and as we start to organize our blocks so that we can get ourselves some stone pillars here to continue to extend our monorail. I do think that we're going to have to come back to our stone cutter one more time in order to make sure that we have enough stone bricks in order to make the journey, because right now we only have 5, and based on the pace that we have been spitting through our blocks here, it is definitely going to take a lot more than what we have signed up for so far. So I say let's make a stack and a half of them, and then maybe even hop on to this bad boy that is going now thousands of blocks through the jungle and the dark oak, and almost to the plains, as you can see right here. And it is something that I am very excited for, as you can probably tell by my animation. Although it is kind of something that also happens to be a bit precarious when it comes down to it. So we're gonna hop on down here and then maybe have one of our Cinnabons, and I do not know who exactly on the server has made the Cinnabons, but we're gonna start a new replay mod cinematic, and let's make sure that we actually can hold on to it this time. The last time we were unsuccessful, and start to pillar ourselves up into a 9x9 array. And so yes, you could say we are so back, Spooky. I absolutely agree, and I would love to know what is the one thing that you would like to see me build in this season of Lotus. And I don't mean like, I guess, yeah, I mean one build. I don't know, I really am still working when it comes down to what it is exactly that I want to build aside from this monorail that we have here. I do think that I want to try to experiment more with kind of a white block palette. And Spooky, I do believe that you ended up checking out the live stream that we had the other day, that we ended up continuing with that sort of almost like Roman quartz diorite, polished diorite, calcite sort of block palette that's very white without any wool, which is for me a bit too much in my personal opinion. We're really continuing along that really white block palette, which is very similar to what I ended up doing for the last season of the Lotus SMP. But I really don't want to just reiterate exactly. I do want to kind of push myself and challenge myself as a builder, so I'm kind of trying to figure exactly what I want to do when it comes down to it. So if you do have any recommendations for something, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. I really am still thinking about it. I want to like make a city, but I want to have a story behind it. I'm still working on the story when it comes down to it. And if I'm being honest, a lot of the story that we ended up having from the last season of Lotus, in the best way possible, were ideas that were captured by you. And then I ended up kind of iterating on it and putting it into the world. And, for example, we had the Jeffries, and they had their tavern, which was, this wonderful place. It was this family-owned tavern last season, which probably had the best interior that I've ever made in this game. And I'm very proud of it, and do not have a schematic of it, I don't think. But I'm very happy that I ended up, putting so much time and effort into it, and I would love to continue to do that as much as I can. And if you would be interested in that happening, and if you definitely have not done it yet, definitely consider leaving a like on the stream. It definitely helps us all hang out together and capture more people. There's something so interesting about putting all the ideas that you may have about, Minecraft and your Minecraft world into reality, and I'm captivated by that. But it is very hard to stand out one nowadays, and I still definitely have a lot to go. I definitely have a lot of growth to make when it comes to really becoming a very good Minecraft player, although little bit by little bit, I do think that we are starting to get better at it. I do think that we are going to take off easy place mode for the moment, and we are going to continue down kind of just like such, and make sure that we get all of the sides down in here. And there doesn't have to be too much rhyme or reason, except for the fact that you do want the textures to kind of go from a bit more rough to a bit more smooth if possible. And you definitely want that contrast, but I really, at this point in the game, because I know that people are not gonna really be looking that much in the jungle, I'm definitely just kind of going using my best instincts when it comes down to it. And I do think that it still comes out as something that is very nice in the long run, especially with the fact that anything that is as massive as this sort of build happens to be something that is very impressive, and it just goes on for such a long while. I'm so happy with everything that we have done with it so far. And we really do happen to be going towards the finish line, and that's such an exciting feeling to have here. Oh, Spooky. Welcome back to Dan. Spooky. Squid made the Cinnabuns? That's so cool. I have none of that expertise. I am really nowhere near any of that. Dan has also kind of been having some stuttering issues in the game. I have been having a bit of that as well, although it's not the end of the world. See, let's go 1, 2, 3. So we are a bit too far on that end right there, but an easy fix up, you could see, or as you could see. And then one at a time, we'll continue on and pillar on up here. Man, I cannot wait to actually place down all of the gold and the actual rails and make this actual this functional. We have put so much work into this build tonight, and we are really covering some distance. I'm very proud of everything that we've been able to do. And if you happen to have a long weekend, then I'm also in the same boat as you. And that makes me a very happy and excited man. So if you are also in the same camp as us and are excited about the long weekend and plenty of time to hang out and maybe even play some video games and some Minecraft, let's get it. Let's go. Man, I love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. Oh, there's an Enderman. Wait, no, that's an iron bar. Just kidding. But here we are, back up once again with our pillars, and you can see that, as we've been talking about time and time again, it is just going straight through all of our resources. We are burning through everything, but for the best reason possible. Getting closer and closer bit by bit. And if we need to drop down drastically, we definitely have the health and stamina in order to make that happen. So we can go down just like that once, and then maybe come in with 2 cobblestone bricks right there, making our next pillar out of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, and we almost fell into a pit right here. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, and so we continue on up. That was kind of terrifying, if I'm being honest. And it kind of looks like in the background we do happen to have reserve blocks, but there really is only one way of finding out, and that is by continuing to build away and make this bad boy right here. And who knows, maybe at some other point in time this weekend, there could be a potential, I don't know, of me even doing a 100 days in a winter-only world. We've been doing that once a week, but it is not mathematically possible in order to do that sort of playthrough and get it out by even like the end of February, by doing it once a week based on the math of how there's only 52, I think, weeks in a year. And so we're probably going to have to up the game a little bit, especially when it comes to including the editing time that is involved in the process as well. So definitely a lot to be considered here too. Oh, I did not know this. Shadow is saying, note to self, TNT explosions aggro Enderman. I did not know that at all. That's kind of interesting. I am I am not a technical player whatsoever. I really do not know much when it comes to this game. I just know that I want to get better and better at building when it comes down to it. So just like that, we have another pillar down. Yeah, I guess that is probably something that even technical players would maybe not even know too. I do need more cobblestone here. Man, our inventory is already so far away. It's crazy. I mean, easy place mode really does make all of the world of a difference, and actually it's kind of nice that we have that bamboo right there too. But man, I mean, this is absolutely by far the biggest build that I've ever made. Just goes on and on and on through literal continents in a Minecraft world. I'm very impressed with what we've got going on here. I'm so ready for this to be complete so that I can explore everyone else's stuff that we've got going on in the server. But right here, actually, we've got all of our goodies so we can miss the water, apparently. And heal on up and head into here. Grab more of that cobblestone and that stone as well. And some andesite can't really hurt much either. Along with a little bit more cobblestone. And then switch the dirt for our iron bars. And then we head back up the ladder once again so that we can continue on this massive side quest. I'm a very proud man. This is really starting to come along, I do think. And just like that, we have an ocelot too. And with an exotic skin as well. But unfortunately, I do not have any fish or anything like that. So I guess there's nothing really that we can do. That's okay. That is not our main priority. It is finishing the last couple of pillars that we have on this massive extension that we have to the monorail. So happy with everything that we have right here. It's crazy. And I do also want to, I was thinking before I got so busy in the summer, at the end of the summer, before the school year really started and got into gear, I want to do a charity event. And I was hoping to do it for Halloween, but I'm still too busy. I still can't do it yet. So I gotta do something for probably next year, but I want to do something as early as I can, but at the best quality that I can. I kind of want to do like maybe if it's in the winter, maybe like kind of like a snowball fight or something like that for charity. That's like a battle royale, or I don't know, just a winter battle royale for charity or something like that. And if you have any leads on that or any ideas on that, that would of course be greatly appreciated. That'd be fun, I think. I already have a Discord with I think like 55 other creators that are ready for it to happen, and we're expecting for it to happen back in August, but I really never ended up getting down to it, which is kind of a bummer. I have just gotten so busy, but we were finally starting to get ourselves back some time, which is such a good feeling. And this song is definitely a vibe as well. Although I keep hearing like a zombie or something. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. It's okay, you can't get at me. Although I am not at full health. Or hunger, so we should probably fix that too. Except for, I do feel like I'm more in a chilled out vibe. Like this. This is the vibe here. With a couple of pillars left to go. Things looking so beautiful right here. And with the sun setting and the ability to be like B-dubs and be the first person to sleep for the night, as we will. And cooked lamb, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, I hope that you're doing well. And thanks for coming in and saying hi tonight. Along with what's good chat, what's good. Look at this, you can see as we have the perfect light hours of the day, this place is starting to really come to life here, and I'm so excited for it. I say let's continue to lure on up here and really make some work into the ground. Maybe we can trade out our iron ingots for some andesite and switch up a couple of the foundations of the pillars in our 9x9, just like so, and continue on up. It looks like we now have another stack of cobblestone, so that is going to be in our favor, but is for whatever reason, probably just because there is one extra step when it comes to crafting it down efficiently, I'm always lacking on our stone bricks right here. And so, what can you do except for just continue to build, I guess you could say, right? And that's fine with me because we continue on, and one thing that I was saying kind of earlier is during stream, although we're kind of approaching 3 hours, which is awesome. Good progress that we're getting done tonight. One thing that I was saying earlier is that I really am making sure that we are just absolutely pumping out the quality when it comes to this upcoming episode and getting back into the swing of things and really not pushing the agenda when it comes down to it. I really am hoping that this next episode that I do happen to make is the best thing that I can, and although it may seem monotonous and repetitive, there is something absolutely beautiful about something built, something that's intentional and large and efficient and functional, and there will be other people that can benefit from the thing that I'm making at the moment too, so I am very happy that boom, we have another pillar down and another little segment almost complete on this monorail right here. And we are so close to getting it done tonight too. We're so close. But I would love to know, what kind of Minecraft projects are you guys up to at the moment? As Spooky knows, we started kind of on a library, and Spooky, I am going to continue to reiterate on the roof. I'm not sure I'm happy with it at the moment. I do think that I would like kind of more like a tan sort of roof, and as you know, we did a lot more experimenting with like a copper, definitely like a weathered or like an oxidized kind of green texture last night, and I don't think that I'm too much of a fan of it. So I think at some point during this weekend, I'm going to continue along with the roof design, along with, at the same time, I do think I want to make a larger build on top of it, actually, and kind of make an underlay or an overlay with an arch so that like someone with like a horse and a buggy could go through the house, but there was a top floor or like a storage room that was kind of like above the arch that was going through the pathway that the buggy could go through, if that makes sense. And I actually did that sort of design for my first ever hardcore video back almost 3 years ago, which ended up getting, I think, 37,000 views, which gave me the feeling that, I was like, you know what, maybe there is something out here for me in the Minecraft sphere, and there would be people that would enjoy the things that I do happen to make. And I have found that some time and time again, and with you all especially, over the last couple of years. And that is such a satisfying feeling. And even being able to be a part of this greater thing right here, which happens to be the Lotus SMP, with people like Joel, who just left the game, or Dan, or Fizzy, or Shadow. People that are really into this grind right here, and the thing that is, so cathartic and artistic and beautiful, which happens to be Minecraft. And man, I love Minecraft. It really is such a good feeling. It's a very good time out here. And I will say that I am very proud to be part of a community of people that, just love this game and are from all around the world, and, have the courage to put themselves out there and record and make videos and document their experience together. We have made, as you can see, a massive amount of progress right here, but everyone else, and I'm sure if I walk over here, everything has changed so much. Everyone has been grinding so hard, and as soon as I'm done making all of these things that we happen to have right here to get us closer and closer more efficiently to everybody, because I still do not have any elytra or anything like that. After that, I will be able to see everyone's incredible and impeccable work. And I gotta say, I'm very excited for it. I also have been so busy that I really honestly have not had the ability to check in and see what everyone has been up to based on their YouTube uploads. So that is going to be something that I do hope to kind of catch up on upon the weekends. We may have one other live stream if you do happen to be of interest about that when it comes down to it. That could be another Lotus live stream. That could be 100 days in a winter only biome. And I do think that we are going to put the Forever World on halt for the moment, because that is something that we can always come back to, although I have every single intention of coming back to and either finishing the desert or starting somewhere absolutely new. And I gotta say, I'm very excited for that too when it comes down to it. And man, there really is no better feeling than being able to get so much progress done here. Look at that, the jungle biome has pretty much been completely cleared out, and a monorail has been put into its place right here. We have just a couple of places where we can place blocks left once again. And that is quite easy to do. Man, I'm quite proud of myself here. I do think that we are going to light up this area very quickly. Make sure that we know that this is where our stone cutter at least is at the moment, and an easy way to hop onto our monorail. And you can see that we can kind of jump and skip our way down here. And it may not seem like the most massive amount of things, but that is quite significant. And we only need maybe one more stream, I do believe, in order to make this kind of area complete and make me feel good enough to move on to a main build for our Lotus episode 2. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I like that. Archie Craft says, one project that I have planned is KO. Is Chiamo. The Witch of the West from Wicked. I think that is an interesting idea. And is very actually fitting with the moon that we have behind us. I think that is definitely very exuberant and very exciting. Look at the atmosphere that we have. But I do think that this is where I'm going to call it when it comes to stream for tonight. We have, as you can see, not only started our project from right even past over here, we've gone from past over here I'm gonna see if I can go into, yeah, we've come from past over here, and then let's see how far we have gone tonight. We just keep going. And we keep going. Oh man, and all we have to go is 1, 2, almost 3 seconds right there. Look at that, we're almost done. And everything is cleared out. So I guess you could say that I'm a pretty happy man when it comes down to it. And I really do appreciate you guys spending the time with me. And as you can see, the progress is only going to continue. And then the fun is only starting to begin here for me on the Lotus SMP. I hope that you are excited for that. And again, just thank you for spending some time with me on Friday night. It means more than you would think, and I hope to be able to be the best version of myself as much as I can, to be able to bring you all the best version of myself through this medium over the weekend. Which is something that I could talk about for days, but I am definitely happy with what we have right here. And so I hope that the next moments and minutes and rest of your day or night is just absolutely wonderful. I have this, I guess, rose for you. And thank you, Archie. I do think good progress for tonight too. But we can hit stop recording, and I do think that it is time for me to log off for Friday night. It is almost time for Side Quest episode 12. But until then, I wish you the best.